Hey Gearfax friends, the Critter Guitarri Pocket Piano is an unusual thing and it's very hard to fit into any kind of cohesive set. I've owned this one for about 5 years now and I used to use it in my kids' entertainment program because it seemed to fit nicely with that kind of activity. The kids liked it, the appearance of it is unusual, the colour's interesting. So for that purpose it was great. Musically, it sounds really good too. Anyway, this one has been sold now on Gearfax Music Gear Trading, and I thought I'd just run through the sounds with you one more time, since the demo I made a few years back really wasn't all that great. So this is where it starts by default. It doesn't retain any memory with the positions of the dynamic controls, it'll just start playing however they're set up. So you can see why that would have been really fun for the kids. But of course it's fun for anybody who likes noise. It's just a question of how you can integrate it into your music. The left-hand button with the flashing light above it changes variations within each setting, and you switch between settings sequentially by pressing the right-hand button. So, does this one have another sound? Yes. Another one. Okay, moving on. Some have built-in arpeggios. Beautiful, interesting, vintage science fiction sorts of sounds. On this particular setting, the left knob controls between about 4 different arpeggios, I think. No, I've got the wrong one. That's controlling speed. Oh, okay, so as you can hear, a couple of different kinds of arpeggios. Three to be exact. I don't know if anybody remembers the old Commodore 64 games, particularly by a company called Hewson, but that sounds identical to the 8-bit sound effects for some of the computer games that a guy called Andrew Braybrook came up with. I believe he still works in the industry on other computers. Another one in this bank. So a nice harsh metallic modulating sound there. In the next bank, this is another arpeggio bank. So you'll find as you use it, you'll have a lot of nice little accidents like that where you come up with some really good music in between all the randomness. Note that this is the version that does not have MIDI sockets on the back. The MIDI socket version is usually in a silver finish. I did like the green anodized look a bit better, so I exchanged the MIDI one for the green because it suited the work with children a little bit better. But I regret that now because it would have been nice to be able to receive MIDI clock messages and other functions from an outside MIDI source. Anyway, moving on. So the three main dynamic controls do pretty much the same thing with each of the different patches. The right hand one is always volume. So it can go from very raw and metallic to really quite charming like that. Next bank. This one's one's got a very FM feel to it. This one's monophonic, but it has a nice rhythmic throb to it. Other sounds in this bank? The monophonic thing can be really fun. So on this occasion, the second dial is controlling the portamento speed. A lot of fun. Flanged finish to that sound. Next bank. Let's see what our dynamics do. Bit of pitch control there. So that's controlling the depth of our waveform as the pitch rises and falls. Getting an interesting glitch there. I'm getting a bit random now, and I think we've heard some of these sounds before. This is a good machine for inventing synthesizer riffs, accidentally or otherwise. Okay, so we are covering old ground, but yeah, good tool for inspiration. Great to use when you're sitting on the couch. Probably best while there aren't other people around because these keys are very clicky. What I'm going to do now is pop out the direct recording so you can listen to what it sounds like, both in terms of the little speaker on the right here, but also in terms of the noises that the controls make. So, alright, recording is out, and so straight away, really clicky keys. I've got to tell you guys, I hate these keys. I really wish that they had just plastic squares. I can see that they're going for a different look, and that's really cool. I respect that. I always love to see innovation in design, but these round timber buttons just remind me of a vintage accordion or something like that, and they're very uncomfortable to play. You can't put any dexterity into it at all. Let's try a different sound. Here we go. No. See, I'm trying to actually play a tune there, but I just can't get it to happen with these keys. They're just too slippery, too clicky. They move around way too much in their sockets. And again, I guess that's another reason to spend the extra money on getting the one that has MIDI sockets on the back. Speaker end now. Let's get a feel for the sounds acoustically, I suppose you'd call it. So obviously it's quite a lot more tinny. It's only maybe a 3-inch ovoid speaker, so you can't expect miracles. It does go pretty loud though, and I actually have used this on a stage in front of about 100 onlookers, so it's loud enough to get the attention of that many people, which is pretty surprising. It's running off a 9-volt battery, as you can see there, and there's a good little manual on the back as well that reminds you what all the banks are and what kinds of sounds and functions are within each. Just a couple more sounds before we sign off. Again, directly through the little speaker. I might leave you on that particular note because I do love that 8-bit Commodore 64 kind of feel. That's a real highlight for me. So I'm not sorry I owned it. I got some great samples from it and had some enjoyable times with it. I guess I would question its longevity in terms of forming a regular part of someone's set because there's only so much to explore. And yeah, the functions do get pretty annoying, particularly the keys. I kind of wish the sound outlet was on the back, but no big deal. We've got power in there for a 9-volt, and the on-off button has a nice solid tactile feel, and of course it's an instant on, instant off. So it's time to say goodbye to the time-honoured Critter and Guitarri Pocket Piano. It's been fun, and it's been fun making this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment or subscribe to Gear Facts, and I'll see you next time.